What is up, Cradix? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for August 12th through August 18th, 2021. So, starting off, the Emperor Vector is now officially available for purchase from the Legendary Motorsport website. It was added today, August 12th, and it is the third drip feed vehicle of this update. The current prize ride for this week is the Karen Fudo GTX. To get this car for free, you have to win 3 sprint races for 4 days in a row. And to clarify, those are real life 4 days, not in-game 4 days. So this challenge is definitely a bit more difficult than the past challenges. But honestly, if you can do these with a couple friends and let each other win, it gets a lot easier. The only difficult part I see is doing it for the 4 days in a row, which begins to be a bit of an annoyance as you have to log in for those 4 days in a row. Now, this car is obviously primarily based on the Toyota Sprinter Thurano AE86. It has a normal price of about $1.6 million and a trade price of about $1.2 million. So, a free $1 million DLC car that just came out recently is honestly pretty cool, but Rockstar is definitely making you work a little harder for it this week than usual. Now, some of you may be a bit annoyed that now players can get this car for free. So remember that you can always take the one you originally purchased and sell it. You can see mine right here sells for about $1.2 million. But again, this will depend on your upgrades and how much you paid for it originally. In terms of the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Emperor Vector repeating from last week, the Jester RR returning from the prior event week for some reason, and the new Fister Growler, which as we all know is how Rockstar has been confirming the next drip feed car. So next week on the 19th, we should receive the brand new Fister Growler for purchase, which is going to be awesome. Now, in terms of the casino podium vehicle, we have the Michele GT. This vehicle is primarily based on the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GTV. It has a normal price of about $1.2 million, so it's definitely not a cheap car. This vehicle is in the Sports Classics class and isn't competitive at all in that class. It's meant more for styling and customization rather than speed. But anyways, for those of you who originally paid full price for the Michele GT, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for about $900,000 depending on your upgrades and how much you paid for it originally. So, is the Michele GT worth attempting to win by spinning the lucky wheel over and over this week? Well, considering what this car normally costs, I'd say yes, especially if you like the design of it. So, starting off with the property discount, we have the same one repeating from last week, which is 50% off the CEO offices. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we surprisingly have the same ones repeating from last week as well. Bit surprising, but so that was 30% off the Taygon, which is in the supercar class. 40% off the Italy GTO, which is one of the fastest sports cars around a track. 40% off the Ellie, which is in the muscle car class. 30% off the Squatty, which is in the SUVs class. And lastly, we have 30% off the Alcanost, which is the largest purchasable plane in the game. Again, all these vehicle discounts are repeating from the last event week. I'm not sure why Rockstar did that. It might be a mistake on their end, and they might possibly update it later. If they do, I will update it in the pinned comment, but for now, the discounts are the same as last week. In terms of double money, we have double money NRP on the new Pursuit races, which is pretty cool. This is the fastest way to earn rep in the game, so it's pretty nice that we're getting some double money for it, even though the payouts aren't really that great either way, even with double money. And lastly, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode Siege Mentality. In terms of new content for this week, Rockstar added a brand new contract mission called The Lost Contract with a payout of $180,000. So for those of you who like these new mini heists, you can try out this new one. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only, I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So we have the same ones as last week, which is 80% off the Coquette Blackfin, 50% off the BR8, which is the fastest open wheel car in the game, and 100% off the Auto Shop property, specifically the Strawberry location. Also, don't forget guys, you just log in this week as a Prime Gaming member, you'll get a free $100,000, which is pretty cool. Again guys, if you don't see a discount on the vehicles I mentioned, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have, of course, the RC Bandito time trial Vespucci Beach. This week's normal time trial is Up and Atom. I highly recommend either the Pariah, the Tally GTO, the Vest 8, Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, or a Batty 801 for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the Supercar Race Cutting Coroners. I highly recommend either the Emirates, Krieger, S80RR, or a Wagner for that race. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials and premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week really isn't all that great this week with the discounts repeating from last week. The double money isn't really that great either. I guess the only saving grace is obviously the new drip feed vehicle that was added and the new contract mission for those of you who like those. But other than that, it's not that great of an event week. I guess we'll see what happens next week, but for this one, it's not really that great. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.